Good morning. This is Lisa Lovestone with Mushroom Matcha Morning and Bedhead Musing. Ooh, okay. So last night I took a long hot bath in a big old garden tub with Epsom salts and just soaked. Yeah. Those are the kinds of things we need to do for ourselves, definitely. It just really helped quiet my mind, helped all those, somebody who has fibromyalgia. It's a great idea because all those nerve endings that are pow, 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 pow all the time, it just quiets them down. And it's just nice to not, you don't even notice that you're feeling that your nerve endings going like that all the time until they're not. And yeah, it just, Epsom salts baths, man. You can give your dogs an Epsom salt bath, like if they're very itchy, just soak them in just sit with them, sit on the outside of the tub and just entice them to like lay down in the tub and soak in Epsom salts and just rub it into their skin. And yeah, I always for myself, I use more than what's recommended by far. But with a dog, I would start out with what it's recommending and then maybe add a little if you feel like you need to. That would be a personal preference. I don't have my stand, so I have to hold the phone, which I guess typically in the morning I do anyway, right? I'm here with Becca the beautiful Boykin Spaniel. She's hanging out over there. So yesterday was some day. I'm just overwhelmed with my car. So I bought my dream car. I bought a Subaru Outback. I've wanted one of those for forever. And I thought, overall it seemed to be in pretty good shape. But under the hood is always another story, isn't it? And it wasn't taken care of down the road it was, but then, or earlier down the road it was, but later down the road it wasn't for some reason. And so yeah, I was driving in a very busy area here in Augusta, Georgia, and the car just died. It didn't like clunk out. It just it was more like electrical maybe, which is scaring me because electrical is like over the top expensive beyond my means at this moment. But and then I tried to start it, it would not do anything. And then I got out of the car, looked under the hood just to see if something looked like it was disconnected. No, I didn't really have anyone I could call for help. Like, you know, these days you call AAA. You know, I miss the days when, like, I lived where my brother lived and my brother would come save the day, you know? I miss that. So my son lives in California, and yeah. So these guys pulled over who were not car guys at all, but just was concerned. And that made me feel not, you know, that feels good that somebody was concerned enough to try to, you know, see if I'm okay, which I was trying really hard to be calm, you know, but I did start to cry a little bit when I was just, you know, I could see behind me this line of cars trying to get around me, and oh my God, they had to get in the turning lane, but they couldn't get in the turning lane because the people who needed to turn were in the turning lane. Oh, so I was like, well, let me put it in neutral and you guys can help me push it around the corner onto the side street. It wouldn't, the gear shifter wouldn't move. The gear shifter would not move. And so oh, I think the roof guys are here. People are still getting their roofs done from our hurricane, Hurricane Helene, because there wasn't enough roofers to fix all the roofs all at once. So they're just fixing them one by one as fast as they can. So this roof is finally getting fixed. It's upstairs on the second floor. So yeah, I couldn't believe it when I drove by and saw this house. This is a historical home. It's 100 years old at least. And it's older, but I'm saying at least. And a great big Georgia pine blew from the house, the yard across the street over here and fell. That's how, you know, Georgia pines are really tall and their roots are not deep, and they, you know, they go down pretty easy. So a lot of people are just cutting down their Georgia pines because Georgia pines belong in the forest, not in the neighborhood. They go down too easy and they devastate too much. They're heavy. Live wood is so heavy compared to like firewood that's dry. Yeah, live wood yeah, it's heavy. Oh, it's heavy. So anyway, this is a beautiful home. Absolutely beautiful. I think what I really love about this room is the trim, the molding around the ceiling. I just think that's absolutely beautiful. And I'm not sure, but that might be oak. I don't know. That's a different picture up there. I just noticed that. Anyway, yeah, they got to get the roof fixed because these people are very heavily involved in the Masters golf tournament, and I don't know if her husband was a semi-famous golfer or not, but I know that her dad was. His last name is Sibley. And so they'll have somebody staying here at this house upstairs in the upstairs bedrooms. So we've got less than a month left before the Masters. Anyway, so I got in my car to put it in neutral. It wouldn't get in neutral. So then I got frustrated and I was like, I don't know what to do. I can't move my car. So I tried to start it again and it started. Like it started and died, then it started. I was like, oh my God. So I pulled around and got out of the way, and the men followed me over with their vehicles, and it was horrible. I just felt bad for all the people trying to get going. I mean, it was getting that hour where people are picking up their kids from school and stuff, and I was certainly in the way. If I had died on going over the railroad tracks, which I drive over the railroad tracks very, very often, I drive over several different railroad tracks daily. I mean, it just died. It was like driving and then it was boop, done. Nothing. It didn't like conk out. It just... So this was my fear when I realized I had an electrical problem with my dashboard. I was like, will that have any kind of significance on the driving? How much does the electrical part have to do with the starting and stopping of the car? Because it's not an electric car, but it has an electrical system. I don't know. But thank God for these people that I'm pet sitting for. I needed to go to the bank and get some money put in there. And I needed to go home and get my overnight bag. So they let me borrow their Subaru, which is 1 year newer than mine, but they're identical cars. And I was just like, as I was driving down the road, it handled so beautifully. It handled like a brand new car. It smelled like a brand new car. And it's a 2016. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing. The interior is perfect. It sat in a garage. And they let me drive that car. And so it just handled. It just was a smoother ride. I'm like, wow, my Subaru is really rough compared to this. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like, is this just going to be a constant? I'm like, maybe I should have just invested and fixed my Nissan. But I've put thousands of dollars into my Nissan. I was done. At some point, you're just done. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I need a dependable car. I use my car for work. I drive to people's houses and take care of their pets. I drive to go feed my kitties every day. I drive to the store. So the old man in the wheelchair, Gary, his family, oh, they're nasty people. I haven't gone over to check on him. I promised I'd build him a ramp. I can't build him a ramp now. I feel so bad for him because they have made it so that he is all alone. He's in that house all alone, and now his dog is dead. Now he doesn't have a dog. He's got nothing. He's got absolutely nothing. It's no wonder why he cries all the time. My heart absolutely breaks for him. So do I have any words of wisdom today? Take an Epsom salts bath. That's my words of wisdom. Absolutely. Why is it dogs and cats? They can just lay down and go to sleep just like that. Boom, I'm asleep. Crazy. And they sleep for hours a day. I'm so glad we're out of that mentality where we put our dogs on a chain and they were outside all the time. You know, and usually nobody would pick up their poop, but like maybe twice a year or something, and they would have to walk around in their own poop. Poor dogs. They just weren't treated well at all. And now they get to be in the house and sit on the sofa and sleep on the bed. Some people keep their dogs in a kennel all night. I don't like that, but at least they're inside where it's either air conditioned or warm. Hopefully. Epsom salts baths. When you give a dog Epsom salt bath, just use the regular, not the kind with lavender, not the kind with eucalyptus, just the regular. Definitely. All right. I'm just grateful for the kindness of others, you know? Just grateful. Yep. Oh, I have an eye doctor appointment today. I gotta get going. All right, everybody, have a beautiful, lovely day. Peace, love, and light. Have a wonderful day.